For USA Today Sports, this is John Tuvey with thehuddle.com, looking at your buy low, sell high opportunities in Week 7. Oakland wide receiver Denarius Moore barely cracks the top 40 fantasy wide receivers, thanks to an early bye week and a late start to the season due to injury. But resort the numbers by his average points per game, and despite the Raiders' struggles thus far, Moore is a solid fantasy wide receiver too. He's seeing a steady diet of looks, with at least 8 targets in every game, and while Darius Haywood-Bay looks to be working his way back into the mix following a concussion, Moore remains the first option in Oakland's passing game. Things get even better for Moore as each of Oakland's next 5 opponents give up at least 21 fantasy points per game to wide receivers, and only 2 stoppers giving up fewer than that number appear on their slate the rest of the fantasy season. The key for Moore, of course, is staying healthy, but given the obvious upside, it's a risk well worth taking and a perfect buy low opportunity. Through the first third of the NFL schedule, highly regarded Tampa Bay rookie running back Doug Martin has mostly been a fantasy disappointment. He himself hasn't scored since Week 2, and with LeGarrette Blount tallying the Bucs' last 2 running back touchdowns, there's plenty of concern amongst the fantasy community that Martin is busting. However, Martin's 131 combo yards in the Bucs' Week 6 rout of Kansas City, not to mention a solid 2-to-1 advantage in touches over Blount, even given the latter's garbage time work, suggests Tampa Bay used the bye week to figure out more effective ways to deploy their young weapon. Moreover, Martin's remaining schedule is extremely favorable. The Bucs' opponents the rest of the fantasy regular season serve up an average of more than 20 fantasy points per game to running backs, highlighted by a pair of interdivision tilts with the fantasy-friendly Saints and Panthers defenses. As an added bonus, those same Saints are on the docket during the fantasy playoff run as well. You can steal Martin now for well below his preseason value, just as he's about to start living up to it. Not even sure that's a crime anymore. There have been a lot of changes in the law. For thehuddle.com and USA Today Sports, I'm John Tuvey.